Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An arrangement scheme. A plan for seating guests. Scale drawing of a structure. The plans for City Hall were on file. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Plan an attack. Make a design of. Plan out in systematic, often graphic form. Plan the new wing of the museum. A series of steps to be carried out or goals to be accomplished. They drew up a 6-step plan. Have the will and intention to carry out some action. He plans to be in graduate school next year. Make plans for something. He is planning a trip with his family. Something intended as a guide for making something else. A decorative or artistic work. The coach had a design on the doors. An arrangement scheme. The awkward design of the keyboard made operation difficult. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. He made no secret of his designs. The creation of something in the mind. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Design a new sales strategy. The act of working out the form of something, as by making a sketch or outline or plan. He contributed to the design of a new instrument. Make a design of. Plan out in systematic, often graphic form. Design a better mousetrap. A preliminary sketch indicating the plan for something. The design of a building. Conceive or fashion in the mind, invent. She designed a good excuse for not attending classes that day. Create designs. DuPont designs for the House of Chanel. Create the design for. Create or execute in an artistic or highly skilled manner. Chanel designed the famous suit. Intend or have as a purpose. She designed to go far in the world of business. Plan something for a specific role or purpose or effect. This room is not designed for work. Scale drawing of a structure. Come up with an idea, plan, explanation, theory, or principle, after a mental effort. Make or work out a plan for, devise. They contrived to murder their boss. Put or send forth. Any piece of work that is undertaken or attempted. Extend out or project in space. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Put or send forth. A planned undertaking. Imagine. Conceive of. See in one's mind. Present for consideration, examination, criticism, etc. The candidate projects himself as a moderate and a reformer. Regard as objective. Throw, send, or cast forward. Project a missile. Cause to be heard. His voice projects well. Communicate vividly. He projected his feelings. Draw a projection of. Project on a screen. The images are projected onto the screen. Transfer, ideas or principles, from one domain into another. An integrated course of academic studies. He was admitted to a new program at the university. Arrange a program of or for. Program the 80th birthday party. A system of projects or services intended to meet a public need. He proposed an elaborate program of public works. An announcement of the events that will occur as part of a theatrical or sporting event. You can't tell the players without a program. Write a computer program. A document stating the aims and principles of a political party. They won the election even though they offered no positive program. A radio or television show. Did you see his program last night? Computer science. A sequence of instructions that a computer can interpret and execute. The program required several hundred lines of code. A series of steps to be carried out or goals to be accomplished. A performance, or series of performances, at a public presentation. The program lasted more than 2 hours. An integrated course of academic studies. Arrange a program of or for. A system of projects or services intended to meet a public need. An announcement of the events that will occur as part of a theatrical or sporting event. Write a computer program. A radio or television show. Computer science. A sequence of instructions that a computer can interpret and execute. A series of steps to be carried out or goals to be accomplished. A performance, or series of performances, at a public presentation. Have the will and intention to carry out some action. The persons, are committees or departments etc., who make up a body for the purpose of administering something. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. The act of forming or establishing something. The activity or result of distributing or disposing persons or things properly or methodically. A group of people who work together. The act of organizing a business or an activity related to a business. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. We can't do it unless we establish some system around here. A group of independent but interrelated elements comprising a unified whole. A vast system of production and distribution and consumption keep the country going. A complex of methods or rules governing behavior. They have to operate under a system they oppose. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. He tried to understand their system of classification. A group of physiologically or anatomically related organs or parts. The body has a system of organs for digestion. A procedure or process for obtaining an objective. They had to devise a system that did not depend on cooperation. Instrumentality that combines interrelated interacting artifacts designed to work as a coherent entity. He bought a new stereo system. Physical chemistry. A sample of matter in which substances in different phases are in equilibrium. In a static system, oil cannot be replaced by water on a surface. The living body considered as made up of interdependent components forming a unified whole. Exercise helped him get the alcohol out of his system. The persons, are committees or departments etc., who make up a body for the purpose of administering something. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. His compulsive organization was not an endearing quality. The act of forming or establishing something. He still remembers the organization of the club. The activity or result of distributing or disposing persons or things properly or methodically. His organization of the workforce was very efficient. A group of people who work together. The act of organizing a business or an activity related to a business. He was brought in to supervise the organization of a new department. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. The facts were familiar, but it was in the organization of them that he was original. The act of arranging and adapting a piece of music. The spatial property of the way in which something is placed. The arrangement of the furniture. The thing arranged or agreed to. They made arrangements to meet in Chicago. A piece of music that has been adapted for performance by a particular set of voices or instruments. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. He changed the arrangement of the topics. An orderly grouping, of things or persons, considered as a unit, the result of arranging. A flower arrangement. Act of getting or draining something such as electricity or a liquid from a source. The drawing of water from the well. Players buy, or are given, chances and prizes are distributed by casting lots. The act of moving a load by drawing or pulling. The creation of artistic pictures or diagrams. He learned drawing from his father. An illustration that is drawn by hand and published in a book, magazine, or newspaper. It is shown by the drawing in Fig. 7. A representation of forms or objects on a surface by means of lines. Drawings of abstract forms. Create mentally and abstractly rather than with one's hands. Create mentally and abstractly rather than with one's hands. Music, melodic subject of a musical composition. The accompanist picked up the idea and elaborated it. An approximate calculation of quantity or degree or worth. A rough idea how long it would take. The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. It was not a good idea. Your intention, what you intend to do. The idea of the game is to capture all the pieces. A personal view. He has an idea that we don't like him. A personal belief or judgment that is not founded on proof or certainty. What are your thoughts on Haiti? The content of cognition, the main thing you are thinking about. The thought never entered my mind. The process of using your mind to consider something carefully. She paused for thought. The organized beliefs of a period or group or individual. 19th century thought. Used of sums of money, so small in amount as to deserve contempt. Intend to refer to. Yes, I meant you when I complained about people who gossip. Marked by poverty befitting a beggar. A mean hut. Of no value or worth. Denote or connote. Maison means house in French. Have as a logical consequence. The water shortage means that we have to stop taking long showers. Used of persons or behavior, characterized by or indicative of lack of generosity. A mean person. An average of n numbers computed by adding some function of the numbers and dividing by some function of n. approximating the statistical norm or average or expected value. The mean annual rainfall. Have in mind as a purpose. I mean no harm. Having or showing an ignoble lack of honor or morality. Taking a mean advantage. Mean or intend to express or convey. You never understand what I mean. Characterized by malice. In a mean mood. Destine or designate for a certain purpose. These flowers were meant for you. Excellent. Famous for a mean backhand. Judge or regard. Look upon, judge. I think he is very smart. Recall knowledge from memory. Have a recollection. I can't think what her last name was. Have in mind as a purpose. She didn't think to harm me. Expect, believe, or suppose. He didn't think to find her in the kitchen. Use or exercise the mind or one's power of reason in order to make inferences, decisions, or arrive at a solution or judgments. I've been thinking all day and getting nowhere. An instance of deliberate thinking. I need to give it a good think. Bring into a given condition by mental preoccupation. Decide by pondering, reasoning, or reflecting. Can you think what to do next? Dispose the mind in a certain way. Do you really think so? Focus one's attention on a certain state. Think thin. Have or formulate in the mind. Think good thoughts. Imagine or visualize. Just think you could be rich one day. Ponder. Reflect on, or reason about. Be capable of conscious thought. Man is the only creature that thinks. Denote or connote. Have in mind as a purpose. Design or destine. She was intended to become the director. Mean or intend to express or convey. What do his words intend? Use or exercise the mind or one's power of reason in order to make inferences, decisions, or arrive at a solution or judgments. Use or exercise the mind or one's power of reason in order to make inferences, decisions, or arrive at a solution or judgments. Consider carefully and deeply. Reflect upon. Turn over in one's mind. A plan in a room rate for providing a room and meals to guests at a hotel. A plan or design of something that is laid out. The act of laying out, as by making plans for something. A plan in a room rate for providing a room and meals to guests at a hotel. To hold fast or prevent from moving. Catch in or as if in a trap. The men trap foxes. Something, often something deceptively attractive, that catches you unawares. The exam was full of trap questions. A hazard on a golf course. Informal terms for the mouth. Place in a confining or embarrassing position. He was trapped in a difficult situation. The act of concealing yourself and lying in wait to attack by surprise. A device in which something, usually an animal, can be caught and penned. A device to hurl clay pigeons into the air for trap shooters. A light two-wheeled carriage. Drain consisting of a U-shaped section of drainpipe that holds liquid and so prevents a return flow of sewer gas. Hold or catch as if in a trap. The gaps between the teeth trap food particles. An arrangement of parts or elements. The outcome depends on the configuration of influences at the time. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. Catch in or as if in a trap. Something, often something deceptively attractive, that catches you unawares. It was all a snare and delusion. A trap for birds or small mammals often has a slip noose. Entice and trap. The car salesman had snared 3 potential customers. A small drum with 2 heads and a snare stretched across the lower head. A surgical instrument consisting of wire hoop that can be drawn tight around the base of polyps or small tumors to sever them, used especially in body cavities. Strings stretched across the lower head of a snare drum. They make a rattling sound when the drum is hit. An arrangement of parts or elements. A configuration of stars as seen from the Earth. Scale drawing of a horizontal section through a building at a given level. Contrasts with elevation. Angular distance above the horizon, especially of a celestial object. The event of something being raised upward. An elevation of the temperature in the afternoon. The act of increasing the wealth or prestige or power or scope of something. His elevation to cardinal. The highest level or degree attainable. The highest stage of development. A raised or elevated geological formation. Ballet. The height of a dancer's leap or jump. A dancer of exceptional elevation. Distance of something above a reference point, such as sea level. There was snow at the higher elevations. Drawing of an exterior of a structure.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.